Hi guys, it's Mika here. I'm in southern Spain right now, in Fuengirola. I just got back from the course after playing the first round of the Mijas Spring Opener. Now I figured this would be a good moment to let you guys in on what's in my bag at the beginning of 2019 season. So, how about it? Let's do it. I am putting with Blend Judges. This one's been my main putter for about 2 years and still going strong. This one is used for throwing like understable approaches. It's getting pretty beat in now, slightly understable, really nice. Also used for long jump putts. These are my main approach discs. A pretty old and understable soft judge, used for all sorts of hyzer flips and turnovers. And also on this course at Mijas, there are several pretty dangerous putting greens where I want to lay up. I'm going to use this beat-in soft plastic, hoping to avoid skips and rollaways and such. This is a beat-in soft shield that I've been using for a while, for about a year I guess. It's beat-in enough to have a perfectly straight flight path. One of my favorite discs. Another throwing putter, an old one, BT Soft Harp, concave, very beat-in. It doesn't fade aggressively as harps usually do. Very important disc for hyzer approaches, in the wind, whatever. I love this disc. A beefy, slow mid-range, the Anvil in VIP plastic. This is used mainly for forehand approaches and hyzers and some backhand skip shots. Very reliable disc, released last year. I love it. This one is a Team Prototype that I actually traded from Tuomo Jaakkonen because I wanted a pink one. So thanks, Tuomo. Another overstable mid-range, a longer, faster mid-range, is a Verdict. Now this one's been used for quite a while, so it's rather beat in. I use it for pretty long approaches, that flat shots with a little bit of a fade at the end, and also some forehand hyzers. The rim is pretty close to the one of the Anvil, but this is not fading as aggressively as the Anvil does. Really, really nice disc. Well, now this is a new addition to my bag, a Prototype Gatekeeper. It's still being figured out. I'm not sure, absolutely sure if it's in my bag this year, but it's a little bit less overstable than the Verdict, so I use it for straight shots. And it's also really nice if you put it on a little bit of an ante. It holds that ante for a long time without flipping, and it pans out. It's a really cool disc. I love the rim, feels very nice in the hand, so still figuring it out. Probably going to be in my bag this year. You should definitely check this disc out. It's going to be in the Trilogy Challenge this year. A little bit of more of an understable mid-range. I usually carry 2 warships, but right now I'm only having one for turnover shots, from flat to a little bit of a drift to the right, for longer, like up to 90 meter, 300 foot shots. I don't use this disc on this particular course at Mijas. I don't think I'm gonna drive any mid-ranges off the tee at Mijas, but that's a whole nother story. The last mid-range in my bag is a classic, the Fuse. Now this is used for hyzer flips and long antes that have to hold the angle without any fade. Really cool disc, old one, and a great disc. You should check it out. Moving on to the Fairway Drivers, of which I bag quite a lot. First off, 2 Hatchets, the most understable ones in my bag. This is just a stock VIP one that I added in the bag sometime during last summer, and immediately it worked really nicely. basically flies the same as all the Hatchets do. When it beats in, it starts turning over more without much of a fade. So it's one for hyzer flips and all sorts of crazy trick shots with the most understable disc in my bag. And then a tournament Hatchet. This is an older one. I've probably used this for like 3 years, I think. It's got a lot of dings in it. It's been through a lot, and again, I put it in my bag now coming over here to play this tournament, and it works beautifully. Slow, gradual turnovers, uphill shots. What can I say? I love it. It's an amazing fairway driver. Then another of my old favorites, the Saint. Currently I back 3 Saints. This is a burst gold line that I bought at Tyyni last year when I lost another Saint. So out of the box, it works exactly as a slightly understable Saint. From flat to slow turnover drives in many cases. A very nice disc. The Opto ones are straighter out of the box with a little bit of a fade. Now the first one, this one's been used quite a lot, so it started turning a little bit over. I used this for the opening drive on Miha's hole 5, and it works really nicely. This is a fresh one, totally new one that I pulled out of my storage for this tournament. Completely straight Opto Saint. Out of the box, it works beautifully, amazing. Then another fairway driver, a fresh Saint Pro with the Johnny McRae 2016 stamp, a little bit slower than the Saint, a little bit more overstable. It can handle some wind. I didn't use it today. Oh, I did on one forehand drive. Didn't turn out so well, but it wasn't the fault of the disc, but my fault. Great disc that can handle a little bit of a wind for straight shots up to 100 meters. Then to more the utility fairway drivers. I have a Lucid Felon. This is very overstable, speed 9, flat profile. Mostly used for forehand shots, flex shots, forehand hyzers, maybe backhand hyzers for speed control. Very reliable, very good disc. Ask Eric Oakley, he knows. Step up in speed 10, overstable fairway or more of a control driver, a Westside Discs Fortress. I use this pretty much forehand only. It is a little bit deeper than the Felon. I can grab it really nice for forehand. It goes a little further than a Felon but fades very reliably. Didn't use it today, but it's a really good disc that I've been using more and more throughout the last year. Staple in my bag right now. On to the faster distance drivers, which are used a lot on the Mia's course. So my main distance driver is the Trespass. I am bagging 3 right now. This is a Fusion Burst Trespass that's been pretty beat in. It's straight to understable. My main distance driver right now on an open ground, full on max distance. It turns a little bit over, holds the ante, and then a slight fade at the end. Really nice disc. Speed 12, fits my hand really well. One of my favorite molds. Then another, actually a little bit more understable than the Burst one. I lost this on the course during practice, and I got it back this morning at the pro shop. Awesome. Thank you guys who returned it. So this is a little more understable, maybe hyzer flips or turnovers that don't need to fade at all. Really nice disc. And this is a new addition, a slightly domey Lucid Trespass that is more stable than any of those. It can do some flex shots. It doesn't really handle headwind very well, but it's a stable one for a Trespass. Slightly domey profile, really nice disc for basically long control drives. This is gonna be staying in my bag for quite a while, I'd say. Then the more overstable distance drivers. I love the Enforcer. It is very important on this particular course when we have a lot of elevation changes. The wind can come to play at any moment, so I'm using this Fusion Enforcer on many of the tee shots. A little bit of anti-flex and it'll hold it for quite a while before doing that Enforcer dumpy fade that gives it so much control. Enforcer is one of my favorite distance driver. I couldn't choose between the Trespass and this one, which is my favorite. Love them both. And this is a pretty fresh Biofusion Enforcer with a little bit more of a dome than the Fusion. This is very overstable, not beaten at all yet. I used this today on a couple of shots in a headwind where I needed a little bit of a fade, and it worked really well. You know, it doesn't want to turn over at all. Such a reliable driver, amazing disc. So that's almost it. I still have basically some backups here. A fresh BT Soft Shield. Used it for a couple of approaches today. Exactly as the Shield does. Go straight with some fade at the end. One of my favorite discs. Highly recommend it. Then a Burst Soft Judge. Slightly understable. This has been in my bag since last July, I think. And it's developed some turn now. Slightly understable Judge. Really nice one. And last but not least is a new addition, a Vandal Prototype. Now, I'm not yet using this on a tournament, but I've been experimenting with it quite a bit, and it's a really nice disc that I think many people will find usable in a number of situations. I think the numbers, the speed of it is 9, but it feels a little faster. At least it goes pretty far. It's going to be in the Trilogy Challenge this year, so I recommend you check it out. Play a Trilogy Challenge. This is such a straight flying fairway driver, and you know, I have my Saints. You know, I'm pretty set on that department, but the Vandal might make it somewhere in there. So that is it for what's in my bag in the beginning of 2019 season. After this tournament, I'll still have like 6 weeks time to practice before the next tournament. So maybe some changes are gonna happen, maybe not, who knows. But for now, that's it. Mika checking out at Fuengirola, Spain. Thank you.